As a financial planner, one of the most common questions I get asked is, am I ready to retire? And most always, they're asking about the money. Do I have enough? Is it going to last? Can I afford to stop working? Now, don't get me wrong, the financial side is huge, and a good plan can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. But money is only one piece of a successful retirement. So in this video, I want to walk you through 7 questions you need to ask yourself before you retire. And if you can't answer them, it might be a sign you're not quite ready, even if the numbers say you are. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, what is my identity beyond work? What are you good at? What do you like to do? And what gives you energy? And again, it doesn't have to be exact answers, but what is the momentum of the answers of those questions? Or have you ever asked yourself those questions? If not, go back and ask yourself those 3 questions. What is my identity beyond work? And a lot of us, we have it, but there's a lot of you that have no identity beyond work. And you need to start looking for that to make sure you're ready. Again, I always say retire to something, right? You're not retiring from something. Sure, you could, but you always need to make sure you're retiring to something. The second question you need to ask yourself is, what gives my life purpose? What is purposeful in your life? And again, once you've kind of dug into identity and that kind of stuff, and hopefully you've done this already, but it's a good task if you haven't, is what is your life purpose? What's important to you? Family, friends, volunteering, mentorship, whatever it is. Everyone's going to have something different, but what brings purpose to your life? And again, a lot of you have maybe never thought about this, or you haven't thought about it a long time because you've been kind of head down in your career. But what is purposeful? What do you want to accomplish in retirement? There's a list of things that you could probably map out to start working towards. Again, something that's really important before you walk into retirement. After all, when you retire, you need something to get you out of bed. And if there's no purpose or drive there, it's going to be really hard to drag yourself out of bed every day. So it's really important to go through this task. What brings you purpose in your life? It's going to help you get out of bed and really catapult into retirement. The third is, how will you build and maintain meaningful relationships? A lot of us, those relationships are at work right now. But once you leave work, where are those relationships going to come from? And again, it's going to be different for everybody, but I want you to think through that. Where am I going to spend time? How am I going to meet maybe new people? How am I going to rekindle old relationships that I've had? Or maybe stay connected with coworkers just outside of the workspace? Again, there's many ways to kind of check this box, but it needs to be something you think about. A lot of us go to work, we have that, so we don't really think about all my social life is at the office. I don't really do much outside, and when I do, it's with work people. And that may not continue when I don't work there anymore. I may that relationship may drift off. Who's going to build those relationships in your life? Who are you going to spend time with? Have those conversations with? We all need that social aspect in our life. And it's really important to make sure you have that lined up before you walk into retirement. Number 4 are, what are my bucket list goals and aspirations? Again, I think everyone needs to have a bucket list through their life, but especially when they hit retirement, right? That's the whole thing, right? There's that movie out there, The Bucket List. And it's here's my 10 things I want to accomplish in my go-go years, right? And for a lot of you, I would try and accomplish a lot of your stuff before you turn 75. Health starts to decline depending on what your bucket list item is. If your bucket list item is to make it to a care home, well, that's totally different. But if your bucket list is to go, swim in the waterfalls in Hawaii or do whatever, everyone's got something different, but make sure you have that list. What is that list? So when you hit retirement, remind your best friend to ask you where your bucket list is and go through it with you. And then hold you accountable. Are you accomplishing those things? It's not just a wish list, it's a bucket list. You want to do it, and you're going to do everything you can in your retirement to check off all those things on the bucket list. Number 5 is what a typical day looks like for you. So right now, you wake up, you get ready, go to work, come home, and you do a few things at night. Well, those 8 to 10 hours that you were at work and commuting and all that, that's back on you. What is filling that time? Now, if you talk to retirees, I talk to retirees every single day. They're like, I don't know how I work. I'm so busy that I don't even know how I worked previously, which is great. I love to hear it. But there is that 10 to 20% of people that say, I'm not doing anything today. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Didn't do anything yesterday. That's not good. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your physical health. You need to make sure you have a bit of a routine as you walk into retirement. So again, everyone's routine will look different, but make sure you have a routine. And it may take a year or two to actually fully integrate into a routine and get some rhythm behind it. That's totally normal. But make a conscious effort to make sure you have a routine. That is the important part here. Know that you need to create routine. It might take some time to actually get there, but make sure you understand that it's something that you need to do. Number 6 is, where's my health at right now? And obviously you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, the money doesn't mean too much. And there's been a lot of articles written lately about kind of the richest people in the world right now and how much emphasis they're putting into their health, into training, into taking care of themselves. Because I think this light bulb has gone off over the last few years of, okay, I have endless wealth. Like some of these guys are worth billions, trillions of dollars. And they realize like money's not ever going to be the issue. It's my body, it's my health. And it's the same for you. You may not have the billions of dollars, but when you walk into retirement, hopefully you figured out I have enough money, but the money's not worth that much if you don't have your health. And so take care of your health. What you put in, how you move your body, everything matters. Make sure you get enough sleep. All of it matters. And it actually ties back to some of my earlier stuff. Like you need those social things, like mental health, right? There's the body health, but there's the mental health as well. And I get it. When you get to retirement, even before retirement, we go through health things that, I treated my body well, I did all I could, and I got cancer. I got health diagnosis, whatever it is. Those things happen. I hear it every day, unfortunately. But do everything you can to take care of your body. Make sure you're moving every day. Make sure you're putting proper food in. And the older we get, the more important it is. And my kids remind me of that all the time. Like they eat nothing but junk food, I feel like. I'm like, I can't eat that. Like I won't see your wedding if I eat the food that you're eating. And so it's important as we age to make sure that we're putting better food, less processed food into our body to make sure we're taking care of it. So we can actually enjoy the go-go years, we can actually check off the bucket list and have an enjoyable retirement. And the last one here, and you probably expect me to say this, is get a financial plan. Get a retirement plan. And again, maybe you've worked with someone on investments, or maybe you have a financial planner that you've worked with for many years and they've accumulated well, they've done well for you. But they don't really have that skill set of decumulation. Where do I draw my money from? How do I get tax efficiency, right? Maybe you've collected a paycheck your whole life. Well, when you enter retirement, you'll probably have 4 to 7 income sources. Some are taxable, some are not. Some are, you get a benefit to delay, CPP, old age security, maybe your pension, right? Some of you don't. So there's a lot of moving parts. So again, you need to make sure you understand where you need to pull your money from. How do I create tax efficiency? When do I start government benefits? Retirement, I always say 10% financial, 90% psychological. The first 6 things here, psychological. Number 7 is financial. You need to make sure you have a good financial plan. You need to know, can I retire? If not, when can I retire? How much money will I have? What's the most amount of money I could spend? Or what's the amount that I actually need? Again, when we build plans, we say, here's how much you could spend. Here's how much you think you need. There's extra. What do you want to do with it? Or maybe there's a shortfall. We need to work a little bit longer. Here's how much longer you need to work. So again, like we look at that. That's important to look at. What is my max spend versus what I actually need? If there's a surplus, I always say, do you want to give that money away? Do you want to pass it to your kids, grandkids, charity, whoever? Or maybe no, I want to spend more. Maybe I want to move up a few rows on the airplane or up a few floors in the hotel when I travel. Everyone's got something different to use that gap with. But again, you need to know what that is in the first place. You need to know strategy around when to take government benefits, how to draw down your RSP accounts. There's a lot that goes into retirement. And again, psychological, massive part. I think too many people ignore that part of retirement. But you need to make sure you can retire and where the money comes from and how to do it efficiently. So make sure you meet with someone that specializes in retirement planning. And if you need help with that, reach out to our office. You can visit parallelwealth.com/planning. We offer fee for service. So you can stay with Joe or Sally or whoever you worked with for decades. You don't need to necessarily move away from them. Have our team build out a plan, create that roadmap. You can take that back to your current planner and have them implement it. That is what our fee for service is we're giving you clear direction on what you need to do going forward. And then you can take it, you can bring it to your advisor, you can do it yourself, you can do whatever. But now you have that roadmap going forward. So again, parallelwealth.com/planning. You can learn more there. We have sample plans, a whole bunch of information on what our team does. And again, there's other great retirement planners out there. So find someone that fits what you're looking for. You need to make sure you have a clear plan as you walk into retirement. We'll see you in the next video.